Right, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm in the pitch black outside the cash point and I've just got some money out, which feels a bit dodgy. And it's been raining and there's a slight little spray of rain in the air. But I'm going down the boot fair and hoping that it's on. There is a number to ring, but I always feel a bit weird ringing it that early in the morning. I suppose it should be all right, really. But I'm thinking it's going to be on because I think it has rained, but it's not due to rain now until about 11 o'clock. So fingers crossed I can get down there. There'll be loads of sellers there, no buyers, all with bargains and bolos, and I can clean up. That's the plan. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll come home in absolutely diddly squat, but we will see. It's all good fun. But yeah, let's drive down there and see how we go. Well, this seems slightly crazy. It's a wet field that I've had. I've just paid £4 for the privilege of parking in, and that's the entry fee as well. And there's about, I don't know, maybe 20 cars, but they're all the traders. I'm not going in for another. It's 14 minutes until it kind of opens. You can pay an extra £3 on top of the 4 to go in early as a walk-in seller, but people do that to buy. But I'm not going to do that, I don't think, even though there are people in. So yeah, I'm just going to wait for about 10 minutes and then go in and walk around 20 cars. We'll see what happens. Be great if I found something brilliant though, wouldn't it? Just imagine that. I can feel all pleased with myself that I managed to drag myself out of bed at 5 in the morning to go down to a wet field. God. But somehow I kind of doubt it, seeing as there's people in there already. We'll see. Right, I just finished up and I'm a little bit soaked through, but I've done all right today. I'm really pleased with the stuff I got. Got some really heavy stuff, so I've got to thank Luke for helping me carry a big heavy beast back to the car. I'm going to get home, going to have a cup of tea, going to empty the car of all the good bits. I've got a really nice pickup, which is a really good flip, so can't wait to show you that. And then I'm going to show you what I've got. So yeah, see you in a bit. Okay, so here is the haul. And what's so great about this haul, why I'm so happy with it, is it was so unexpected, because it really was a grey, drizzly morning, and I got down there and it looked like there was hardly anyone there, and slowly I managed to stock up the car, spend a lot of money and get some good bits. But I'll just go through them. Some of these are from kind of dealer contacts, so a bit more money paid, but hopefully, you know, more guaranteed of it working, and good contacts for the future. Oh, there's a pair of ice skates just falling off a shelf. We'll ignore that. So to start off, I got this. So it's kind of like get in there, got to buy something. These two were £5. He also had a Question of Sport, which he was trying to sell me. I don't know whether that's worth money, but normally I'd try and pick these up for around about £1, but I thought, well, £2.50 each. I know I can make good money on it. I had a little look inside, even if it's for parts. I think I've got about 6 of these Cluedos and probably got about 4 of these Monopolies, so they look fairly complete. A bit more money than I'd normally pay, but there you go. All right to pay it. And then, what should we move on to? These two, that was £6. This propagator. I've never sold a propagator before. I thought we might actually use it, but Liz doesn't want it, so that will be sold on. I think they're quite expensive new. I think they're around about £20 new, so maybe a good buy. And then a Philips video, just a bog standard video recorder, but looks in good condition. I've got the power lead, the 8 lead with it, and that was only £2. That was from a guy who I'll talk about a bit later, but a few weeks ago I went up to his house clearance and I said, do you have, regular contacts for VCR, hi-fi, gaming? And he said, no, it's whoever sticks their head in and says, have you got any VCR, have you got any hi-fi? You get in there quick and he'll get it for you. The only contact he had was a book guy, who does actually go around his house and, you know, source books. So that was good to know, and I did that today, and it paid absolute dividends, which you'll see at the end, because I'm saving the best till last, obviously. Got a couple of PlayStation games. This was from it's, you know, rubbish game really. It is in very good condition, but it was only 50p. So that's that. And I got this from the guys who I got Crash Bash, and I got 4 games off them for 60 quid, which was quite pricey, but they were good games. And this cost 4 quid. Again, probably can only get about a tenner for it, but still, it's still an alright buy. You know, I just wanted to buy something off them really. Let's go down here. This is quite a weird one. So this is a collection of, okay, this DS has issues, so it does have a snap there. Spring's gone on it, but even for parts I think it'll be okay. And again, similarly, this PSP, it doesn't have this joystick, so I don't know whether you can just get that part. Apart from that, it has monkey ball. What's it called? Super Monkey Ball in the back. So it came with that game. And what was he quoting me here? I think it was something like I got these 3 bits off him, and it was something like 8, 7. The whole lot, I think it was like maybe 10, 8, 7 or something ridiculous. So it was 7 for these. It's just crazy. But he had 25 for the whole lot. And he was going, I'll do you a deal, 24. I was like, what? And in the end, I paid 20. And the reason I did pay for it, I don't think it's a great deal. It might be alright. It's okay. So I'm considering those 2 are for parts, but it had some games. Now, this isn't a lot of great games, but there's a Batman Lego, there's something that I didn't know, and I can't read. It's got a Zelda in there, which is, I think, nice. I can't actually read what that says on the label, but it is a Zelda. It's got a brain training, and it's got one of these, which I'm told is a kind of flash drive thing, which I've never seen before. I don't think I can sell it on eBay, but I might stick it on Facebook Marketplace or something. So I got those 3 for 20 quid, which I think was bearable. And the guy was also selling one of these, which I would normally pick up for 2 quid, maybe 3 quid, because from my experience they sell for around about £8 to £10. There's not a lot of money in them. But this guy who sold me this was selling it for like 20 or 30 quid or something ridiculous, and he was saying, oh yeah, it's really rare. So I left that at his stall and thought, well, yeah, okay, dream on, mate. And then about 5 minutes later saw one of these at another stall, and it was really one of the last things I picked up. And the weird thing was, I said to the bloke, how much for this? And he said 3 quid, and I said, well, would you take 2? And his response was, oh no, it's too early to take 2. And this was like 3 hours into the boot fair when I'm just about to go home. I was just like, what is it? I don't think it is too early. But I bought it anyway because I was kind of influenced by this guy saying it's worth a lot of money. I don't think that's worth a lot of money. You can get them in Sainsbury's for about 10 quid new. So anyway, I bought it for 3 quid. So there we go. Right, what we got up here? Oof. And this is off a dealer, guys. Silver PS2. 2 controllers, 1 silver, 1 a red memory card, 2 memory cards there. It's also got a remote control, which I've never had with a PS2, never seen. So I'm assuming you don't need some sort of receiver on the PS2. I'll find out. I'm sure I can test it by just pointing it to the camera and seeing if I get the purple light. But yeah, it's the first time I've ever had one of those, so I'll play about with that. And got that with a bunch of, games, filler games. So there's a cricket game. It looks like Paul's Gold, but it's Freddie, isn't it? Freddie Flintoff. Got San Andreas. PES 4. Another PES 4. What's the PES 4s? PES 5. and a FIFA 2004. So that's just kind of fodder really, but the whole lot costs 20 quid, which I think will be all right. You know, I'll sell the silver and the silver controller as one. I don't think I'll stick the remote. I don't know. I don't know what the price is on remote, so I'll probably sell the controller separately. And I think I'll probably be close to making my money back on just the controller. We shall see. This little batch of stuff is interesting. It's a whole load of cables on wires. And you sort of see this sort of stuff and go, oh God, that's like some sort of phone cable. But this one, I've got a Sega. I don't know. I'll have to find out whether that's for what system that's for. I've got a Nintendo, that's an N64. The important bit you need in the back of the. It's what's missing, always missing on an N64. So I can test that. I can probably test that because I've got a few Sega systems. I've got an Atari power supply. These are all as dirty as hell. I don't think that's not a 2600. It looks like it might be, I don't know, an ST or something. It looks like a computer thing. So I haven't got an ST. I've got no clue. I'm going to test that. Well, I can just probably stick a multimeter on some of these pins somewhere. I've got a Spectrum, so that'd be handy because that's an original 48k Spectrum power supply. I think I will check from memory when I had one. So I can test that, and I've got a Spectrum. Could be that my Spectrum doesn't work, but we'll try and test it with a multimeter, and then probably blow up a Spectrum. Got a Dreamcast RF. Oh no, it's a PlayStation one. Where is it? Yeah, here we go, Dreamcast. And this will be handy because I've got 3 Dreamcasts. I was testing one yesterday and it wasn't working, but the other 2 do work. But I've only got one of these. So I'll be able to bundle that and maybe sell a Dreamcast, which would be nice. Sony, I'm pretty sure SPS, PlayStation, original PlayStation RF, which is not that good, but there you go. And then I've got power supply for a Wii, composite cables for a Wii, and sensor bar for a Wii, which will be handy because I bought a box Wii the other day, and it had like a European power supply, so I'll probably flip that over. And then what else have I got? I've got a Game Boy, GBA Game Boy Advance power supply, which is good. So I've got all of that, and then I picked this up and paid for it, and I paid 15 quid. And then he said, "Oh, do you want some more?" He was trying to get 20 for it. I thought 20 was a bit much for a load of plugs, really. When you don't know whether they work, but if some of them work, it'd be good. And then he said, "Oh, don't forget these," and it's probably a load of stuff I don't really want. So there's an iRobot plug. No idea about that. And then a load of plugs for what look like, I think they're baby monitors. So it might be useful. So yeah, BT baby monitor. That's got nothing on it, so I don't know what that is. And that's a BT baby monitor. It looks like these. Actually, there's 3 of these white ones. They look like they're the same sort of thing, so it might be plugged for a baby monitor. But all of that costs 15, which I think, if one of them works, one of these Spectrum ones or Nintendo's, I'm well on my way there, and it might be useful for me to make up a bundle, complete a bundle. Got Sony TV remote control. This is quite handy because it's a remote control we have for our TV, and that was 2 quid. So they're always handy. My last buy of the day, or pretty much my last buy, was this Snap-on. Now, I've been told always get Snap-on things, regardless of price. Well, not regardless of price. I've seen Snap-on toolboxes twice at boot fairs, and they're always about 100 quid. And by the time I've pondered it and thought about shall I buy it, they're gone within an instant. I honestly blink and they're gone in front of me. And each time I've thought, I think I should have bought that. Anyway, this guy was selling this. It's got the key. It looks in great condition. It's heavy as hell. So I've got to say thank you to Luke for helping me carry it. I think I mentioned it at the start, and Liz has also helped me carry it out of the car. He wanted 100, and I gave him 85. I've got no idea on whether I'm going to make a huge amount of money. I just had to buy one to experience buying a Snap-on and trying to resell it. It's as heavy as hell, so there's no way that's being posted. So it'll be a collection only, but I imagine there's lots of engineers and mechanics who will be looking for a Snap-on toolbox. So we'll see how we go with that. In great condition. I won't open it up because it's in amongst all this stuff. Right, the last buy of the day. So again, from these house clearance guys who I poked my head in and said, have you got any VCRs? And right at the start of the boot fair, he said, yeah, I've got VCR. Hang about a bit. And I thought, well, here we go. It's going to be some old beat up Matsui that doesn't even work. And he comes out with this, which Panasonic EZ49V. I've had them before. I think I've had 2 or 3 before. It's a 200 quid jobby. It is DVD to VCR. It is in glorious condition. Of course, I don't know whether it works yet. And I said, oh yeah, thanks. How much do you want for that? And he said £5. And I was like, thank you very much. How very nice of you to, get that for me. And I said at the time, have you got the remote control? And he said, oh, it's in here somewhere. And I kept going back. I went back about 3 or 4 times. And I think the 4th time I went back, I saw this in a washing up bowl full of other bits of cleaning products. And I dived in. I was like, barn owl on a field mouse, snuffling it up. And I just waved it to him and he said, yeah, that's all right, you take that as well. So, I mean, that on its own is like you're looking at 10, 12 quid if you want to, get a replacement one. What I'm doing with these now, if I pick these up or if I pick up like that Sony one down here, I'm not selling them separately. I will keep them because I sold one recently and then soon after I got a unit and I was like, God, if I only had the remote with it. I think if I pick these up and I end up with like 7 or 8 of them, then I might start selling them individually, but not when I've just got like 1 or 2. I'd hold them back. So anyway, that is find of the day. That is £5 to 200. That is a right result. And also very pleased I got the Snap-on. I mean, £85, I don't know, I just, even if I don't make a lot of money on it, I'll have the knowledge of what it can get and whether it's worth it. Or what I do know is it's blooming heavy. So there you go. But that is the haul. Let me just flip round and finish off. Yes, I think that just goes to show that even when you're kind of expecting things to be pretty bad at a boot fair because it's drizzly or not very nice weather, it can surprise you. It can always surprise you. So it's always worth going. And of course, the golden rule is you're never going to source anything if you stay in bed. So it's always good to get out there. Fingers crossed I've got another boot fair tomorrow. I've got a hell of a load of stuff to list, which I've got to do. I also want to do a video on why sales are bad. If your sales are good, let me know in the comments. If your sales are better than they were like 2 or 3 weeks ago, let me know because I'll be very interested. My sales have absolutely gone off a cliff, which I mentioned the other day, but I'm not too worried because I think there's reasons why, so I'm going to do a video about that soon. But for now, I hope you enjoyed that haul. I loved getting it. It was an absolutely fantastic haul today. I hope you get some good stuff tomorrow if you're booting. And for now, take care and I'll see you soon.